Hey everyone, this is a conversation that I have been looking forward to have with Omar for a couple of weeks now. And let's just put it out there. Folks, 2020 is over. We are November 10th. We've got, I don't know, count it, what is it, 50 days left in the year. We are in the real estate investing business where an average transaction could take 30 to 45 days. Sorry, folks, year's over. It is what it is. But, that means it's time to start thinking about 2021. Omar, what do you think about that? Is 2020 over?
100% it's over. I mean, right now, if you're thinking you're still going to create some income in 2020, granted, you probably can, if you have a few escrows going or if you're in contract to buy another house or whatever business that you're in. But right now, the focus is 2021 because it's how you start that first quarter that's going to dictate how your 2020 is going to end up. But they do say that it's not how you start, it's how you finish. But especially right now that we're talking about this and we had 2020 happen to us, because it happened to everybody, not just to specific people.
Yeah.
Some people flourished, some people crawled behind a rock and waited till it's over. Yeah. But see, what are you going to do right now in 2020 that's going to set you up for next year? This last quarter, to me, in my business and my team and everybody else, I've been harping on all of them to not even harping. I shouldn't say that. I'm impacting them and inspiring them to be able to see the first quarter of 2021. That is where your destination is going now, because if you have that plugged in your GPS, you have a destination that you're going somewhere. Most people get in the car and they drive, but okay, where are you freaking going? Yeah. Where do you want to go? It's funny because I've been saying this for a really long time, that what you put into your GPS mentally, yep, you're going to attract, you're going to get there. It's going to take you the shortest route possible. Okay. And right now, everyone's focus should be 2021, because this year's already over. It's finished. We went through what we went through.
Yeah.
But what are you doing right now that's going to dictate how you start 2021? And that's going to be the key.
Oh, I so like this. I'm so glad we're having this conversation. That's fire right there. Because again, right, we're in a real estate business. We are in a business that, again, even if you're a wholesaler, right, you do these fast closing, you're 2 weeks out shortest term. So yeah, could you get a contract still? Yeah. But again, 2020 is baked. It's in the oven. It's going to come out the way it comes out. And most of us, I'm willing to bet most people probably, again, it's funny how things are so similar, right? The 80-20 rule. I bet 80% of us had a worse year than we expected in 2020.
Oh yeah.
And then 20 people just, shot the moon and did some spectacular things.
Crushed it,
right? So again, right, if you're in the 80%, and I'll admit, I did not do as many deals as I wanted to do this year on all fronts. When I came into 2020, I think I wanted to add 15 or 16 cash flow units, right? Grow my portfolio. I think we'll end the year about 3.
15 to 16 cash flow units is what your goal was for 2020?
Additional units, yep.
Yeah, that's one, additional units, and you acquired 3 more additional units. So
yeah, I only did 3 when I wanted to do 15.
Oh wow!
So I missed, right?
Okay.
And then I had planned, so the last 2 years, so 18 and 19, I did 25 and 26 flips. I didn't think I would do that many this year. I thought in 2020, I would do 15 to 20. I think we're going to do 9, maybe 10 complete round trips. Again, a lot of that's because inventory dried up, prices were being bid up. I don't do skinny deals. So a lot of it was for good business decisions, but still, it has been a long time since I missed all my goals. Right. So 2020 caught me. You have to react. You got to do what you got to do. But I've got to set up 2021. And like you said, that starts now.
100%. And you know what, Michael, to add to what you just stated, most people quit 2020 because of all this BS that happened in March. Okay. Yeah. So even if Michael only got 3 more in cash flow properties, shit, that's more than some other people because they hid behind a damn rock.
Yeah.
They stopped doing what they needed to do because they wanted the government to help them.
Yeah. And I wanted to be very, very clear. No, this is awesome. But so again, right, if you really want to put this video in context and you haven't watched our second video yet, stop this one, go watch that, because I still did all the right things. I wrote more offers this year than I wrote last year and the year before combined. Think about that.
Me too.
Right? So I was
Yes.
doing it, but I won't do bad deals, right? When you're in my business, in my position, I could have done 50 deals this year, but probably 30 of them would have been losers. I'd have lost money. But I could claim 50 deals. I'm not in the business to do deals that lose money. So I
Correct.
did the work, right? I wrote more offers in 2020 than I did in 2018 and 19 combined. Second,
Really?
yeah. Second, I spent more money on marketing this year. In 18 and 19, I spent $0 on marketing. My reputation, my network, all of that worked. No deals were coming. I spent somewhere between 10 and 12 grand co-marketing with other people. I don't want my phone to ring and all that stuff, but I partnered. I did 50-50 marketing. So I get first right of refusal with people. Because again, I wanted more deals. So it wasn't like I was working. It wasn't like I was trying new things. But at the end of the day, I could only do profitable deals. So I added 3 more units, which is fine, but still not my goal. And I ended up doing 9, let's call it 10 flips round trip. And, 2020 was weird, man. Just a weird year.
But yet the weird year, Michael, is like an adjustment for you to see what something like this could do, so you know how to react to it the next time. Not saying it's going to be a next time, but
Sure.
there will be something else that changes our market or slows things down. Not necessarily a pandemic, but at least now we have that knowledge, and you still took the steps to move forward.
Yeah.
Not just staying still and hoping it blows over like most people.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about it, right? I did things in 2020 I've never done before, right? We just talked about one of them. I spent 10 grand, let's just round number it, on direct marketing to sellers. Never done that before.
10 G's, that ain't nothing.
No, it's nothing. Well, yeah, it's nothing.
I love it.
It's more than 0. But yeah, it's nothing. Very targeted stuff, referencing the book and all that stuff. But anyways, so that got some leads and some business.
Okay.
Worked the network. But again, the other thing that was really important is I changed my flipping business. I had done successfully buy slumlords, fix them up. Basically, I bird them, except the exit was different, right? I bought them, rented them, and then I stuck a tenant in, and then I sold them to other landlords. It was a great business. I felt like I was helping other people start their one rental at a time journey.
Nice.
And the reason I could do that was because the owner occupant price and the landlord price were pretty close, probably within 5 to 6 grand, right? Owners can always pay a little bit more. So it was just easier for me, right? Just push them out to landlords. This year, that gap was like 30 grand. So I'm like, I don't mind leaving 5 grand on the table, but I'm not leaving 30.
No, that's where you'll flip them.
Yeah. So I flipped a few just to owner occupants. So, I had never done that. I had never wanted to do that, but I'm like, I'm an idiot for not doing it. So my total profit this year, profit per deal is way up because owners can pay more. I just didn't do as many deals. So again, it doesn't go down as a horrible year. I learned a lot of stuff. But again, go back to the activity. I never stopped and I didn't blame. I pivoted and tried new things.
Right. And then you added now, and I want everybody to understand this. If Michael has never flipped before, he already has the cash flows coming in. He buys the properties, puts tenants in them, and cash flows the property, right? Now he added, because of 2020, he added an additional stream of income. Okay. Multiple streams of income is the only way that you're going to be able to get further, my opinion.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, totally
multiple streams. So right now, Michael just created himself another stream of income. And I guarantee you next year, 2021, he will have the leads coming in. He will have a potential opportunity, and he will now look at things differently. Hey, if I leave 5 grand on the table, okay, fine, I'll give it to another end user, a landlord. Or if there's a $40,000 margin, guess what he's going to do?
Exactly.
He's going to sell the property, make 40 G's, because now I want you guys to really take this in. $40,000, granted you're privy to capital gains taxes, but in a course of 5 years, And if it's cash flowing $300 or $300 a month, that's $3,600 a year.
Yep.
Okay. How long do you have to hold the property for to make that 40K?
11 years.
11 years. Okay. Granted, you have appreciation, you have depreciation, so you can offset your taxes, granted, but you make that 40 grand, do it a couple more times. Now, guess what? He's going to use that 80,000 and he's going to go buy a door that's going to cash flow him $1,200 a month, every single month. Absolutely. Now, that's the way he created another additional stream of income. I wanted everyone to know that because he kept going forward and he pivoted, but then he stumbled. I'm not going to say stumbled because Michael's you're a smart guy. You already saw it and you're like, you know what? This is cool. Now he has an additional stream of income for next year. He did things that most people would have just said, nah, never mind. I don't want to buy it. But he did because now he saw something. Yeah. And now he created another avenue for himself and his family.
Absolutely.
So I wanted to point that out, man.
I think that's I think that's awesome. You're right. I didn't give it you're right. Because now, again, the beauty of been doing this for so long is I could wear the hats at different timelines, right? I can step back on my timeline. If I'm in 2018, there are deals I didn't do because the right answer was an owner occupant outcome, right? Yep. Now, and oh, by the way, in 18, I was doing enough landlord deals, so I wouldn't do the other one. I'm like, screw it. It's more headaches, slightly higher finishes. Forget it. Now I'm like, oh, as long as the spread's there, it's worth my time. Right. Maybe by 2023, the spread collapses and I'm like, oh, forget it. Right. But you're right. It's another, I can tackle more deals. You're spot on. So what about you? What are you thinking about 2021 in the high desert?
It's going to be crazy. Right now, I mean, I see the trend happening right now, this last quarter. Granted, it's winter's coming. Everyone wants to sell their house. The funny thing is in 2021, I have crazy goals already. And I've kind of started writing them out. I normally do it in December, but we have a lot more time on our hands because we're at home and things are different. So I'm starting to see and what I could truly obtain, obviously. And you said something earlier, Michael, about it's not about going and getting 60, 70 deals. It's going to get 20 or 30, but so spot on and targeted that you make more than the 50, 60, because you said earlier, like 30 of them could have been crap. Yep. I could have lost money, but I made, or I closed 50 transactions. Oh no, look at me. Yeah. It doesn't matter. Yeah. The deals don't matter. It's the percentage of return that you're getting per deal, to me.
No, I agree.
And for 2021, you know, I got some hefty goals and we're going to hit it. And I have a feeling that this first, second, maybe third quarter as well of 2021 is going to be so solid that you need to make sure you're putting in your work.
Yeah. So let's talk about that. Cause again, I love talking to people that are professionals in the business. So would you say I sensed, but maybe I'm wrong, but it sounds like your phone is ringing more today than it was a month ago from listings. Is that fair?
Yes, it is fair.
That's interesting. So again, what have we been missing for 2020? It's been listings.
Yeah.
So again, right? I wonder, this is cool, man. I'm going to talk to you the next several Tuesdays and figure this out. So again, more listings could be coming is what I'm hearing you say.
Listings are coming. That's for sure. You know why? Because sellers, owners want to still sell and they want to capitalize. And this is what I've been seeing. And I'm going to share this with you all. People are okay renting. Only people are okay renting if they're selling their property, making $200,000, $250,000, $180K, cashing out their equity, going to go give a landlord a year in advance and go rent at a $400 or $500 discount. Because you and I both know, Michael, that if somebody came to us and say, hey, I'll give you a year in advance. Yeah, I'm going to knock off some money.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I'll take
Thank you. Give me the money.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. And honestly, I've been sharing that with my clients for the last year.
Yeah.
Cash out your money, go rent, and offer the landlord a bunch of money up front.
Yeah.
And reduce it. And I'm sharing this because people are going to start coming out of the woodwork to list their homes. to sell their homes. I don't know where they're going to go. They're moving
Yeah.
out of the state, wherever, it doesn't matter. You're providing the service. I think listings are coming second quarter of 2021, sorry, and going into that summer. And I think that's where that summer is probably going to have an influx of inventory. At least that's what I see.
I think so, man. I think that was in our episode 1 of this talk. What have we been missing? Inventory. And
Inventory.
I do think it's April, May, June of next year, the typical spring selling season. We're going to see a huge set of listings. So what is that going to mean? Let's just play it out. Let's assume listings explode, dominates demand. So what happens? So inventory stays on the market longer.
Yep.
Days on market goes up. You're probably going to have price drops at some point, 60 days later.
You will have price drops.
Yeah. So basically, if you are thinking about listing, you should list early. I'm just trying to play this out in my head, right? If you're thinking about, I see what you're doing. So if you're thinking about listing in April and a big wave could be coming, you should list now and then go rent somewhere. That's what you should do. I see what you're doing.
Yep.
Even if you want to rent in the same neighborhood. That's genius.
Because I will tell you, like, and I'm preaching this and I'm stating it and I'm letting people know, and people are like, huh? Like what?
Yeah.
Like think about it, because so many people that I knew in 2006 and 7, a ton of investors that I got the idea from being an investor.
Right.
They sold all their property and they rented.
Yeah, I remember.
Success leaves clues, people. Like honestly, success leaves clues. You have to position yourself. And is it going to happen again the same way? I don't know. We don't have crystal balls. But if we are now at a point to where 07 is somewhat similar to the price point now, and there's no inventory, we're probably going to have an influx of more properties on the market because everybody wants to capitalize. What happens to that?
Interesting.
More people selling their houses, prices drop a little bit for competition.
Yeah.
Sell your house. And I'm not stating go sell your house and go rent because Omar said so. No, it's an idea. Think about it and you figure it out.
Yeah, everybody make your own decisions. We're just two guys talking, right?
That's it.
40 years experience. I think that's interesting. Because again, so if you're a homeowner, I remember those conversations. People in 06, 07, and 08, back in the Bay Area with stupid prices. I'm going to sell and rent. I remember they did pretty well. They bought back in as it turned. I don't think it's going to be anything close to the 09 crash, but hey, 10% is 10%, right? So
$30,000 and a $300,000 house.
Pretty interesting.
Yeah. And then you add more to it. You come in with cash. You can probably knock off another 20. Yeah. So now you're getting it for $50,000.
Yeah. That's interesting. It's very cool. Yeah. So again, folks, 2020 is over, especially if you're in the real estate game. You need to start thinking about 2021. Have those big goals. I really do think 2021 for real estate agents, the people that want to work, and by work meaning work now, it could be a record year, right? To use our earlier example, you went from $100,000 to $60,000. Next year should be $200,000. I mean, let's just set it up. So start that work. Own your mistakes. Don't blame exterior forces. Let's get going. Would you agree?
100%. Stay in your lane. Get focused. Get better at your craft because you're new in the business.
Yeah.
This is something I will tell you. You don't know what you don't know.
Yeah. So right.
Okay. Very cool. Ask the people that have done it just for some advice.
Yeah. There you go.
Honestly, that's it. Very
cool, man. Well, thank you very much for your time today. I love all these topics. Have a wonderful week.
You too. Thanks, Michael.
Yep.